Peace to the streets. The title of today's show is Who All Have a 5K1 Letter? Exposing the secret about what's going on in these YouTube streets. I've been talking about it, but I've been getting blocked by my internal engine. I've been getting hated on. The people has been trying to keep my voice silent, attacking my family. Because I'm attacking them, they want to attack my family, do all of that. Then they got afraid once I said slander will get you sued. So I'm back, no slander, none of that sort. We're gonna have a conversation here, people. We're gonna have a conversation here. So let's get ready for the conversation. Boom. I'm not the reader, so I'm gonna have my computer read. Forgive that, but it's the best way to do it to make sure you get full comprehension of what's being stated.
Has the YouTube streets been flooded by Hassan, Poppy, Campbell, and Khalil Amani with 5K1 recipients attempting to grift off of the online community while committing new crimes?
So, grifter, go look up that word. So, has 5K1 recipients, people that has had the letter signed for them sent to the government to ask. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into some very particular stuff right here. You might want to fast forward. You might want to listen to it. You might want to go over with your homeboy that done faced the 5K1 skunk before.
First, we have to do basic research on what a 5K1 recipient is. A 5K or 5K motion in the federal system is a motion filed under Section 5K1.1 of the United States Sentencing Guidelines, requesting a sentence below the guidelines based on substantial assistance by the defendant. In the federal system, one way to benefit from a cooperation agreement is through a motion under Section 5K1.1 of the United States Sentencing Guidelines. The United States Code are laws approved by Congress and codified into law under the short-term USC.
So, you see, we're breaking down the federal government and how they work. You cooperate, and the lawyer write a letter on the 5K1.1. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. And we're going to learn today. All my Southerners, they got friends that's been locked up because someone has received one of these letters, know about this stuff. I know about this stuff because I'm a Southerner. And I got friends that get down like that too.
18 U.S. Code Section 3553, subsection E, limited authority to impose a sentence below a statutory minimum. Upon motion of the government, the court shall have the authority to impose a sentence below a level established by statute as a minimum sentence so as to reflect a defendant's substantial assistance in the investigation or prosecution of another person who has committed an offense. Such sentence shall be imposed in accordance with the guidelines and policy statements issued by the Sentencing Commission pursuant to Section 994 of Title 28, United States Code.
So as you can see, it states right here, sentence below a level established by a statute as a minimum sentence. You got to pay for your crimes. I heard Khalil say that. Government informant, shitty blood or money said that. I understood it because I studied the statute, right? But it's all good. We can keep going. We're going to learn something today from Florida to California, from New York to Florida, from Washington to California.
What are the incentives on cash payments when these recipients inform? Are some getting a stipend and their school tuition fees waived? Are they getting a clean credit history and previous crimes expunged in many cases? We over here at least believe there is money involved if we look at Khalil Amani and his informing and what happened after he kept working as an informant even after taking down the cult he informed on.
See, studying Khalil Amani, I get a greater insight. Ben had a greater insight. He's the downfall to everything that Layla Wheels have been trying to do. Instead of just taking my information, putting it out there in the public, saying her son tried to kill the boy or killed the boy, she'd have been a millionaire. She'd have been on top of the world. She could have said thanks to me. Instead, she won't allow me, take me to court and get her ass beat in court. And she had to throw her own goddamn case out because the silly broad lied.
Now the biggest question, has these YouTube streets been flooded with individuals who have committed state and federal crimes and then following their arrest and detentions have letters written by state and federal prosecutors on their behalf due to them turning confidential informant?
How the YouTube streets been flooded with this? What is your thoughts? Comment left at the bottom of the video, please.
The answer to that question can never be truly proven if we all go off of the street code that if one is accused of being a rat, then the one accusing has to produce the paperwork, because again, many of these informants are confidential, which means that there has been paperwork on their informing, but said paperwork is classified and not available for the public.
Not available for the public. Unless you become an informant, they're not going to show you the paperwork. Unless you in jail and the people in jail that got the paperwork, how you gonna see it being a public guy? I'm a public guy. Always been a public guy. Always. They try to make me a criminal. The day I turn criminal is the day I hit national news. I ain't gonna put my hand up and swear before God or whatever, but knowing myself, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit the national newspapers.
Instead of saying that everyone who has a YouTube channel or affiliation with people like a Hassan, Poppy, Campbell or Khalil Amani is a 5K1 recipient, let's look at some key factors that leads many to believe that there are a gang of 5K1 affiliate terrorizing people online and offline and a racket on YouTube that is tied at the heart to people like Khalil Amani and Hassan, Poppy, Campbell.
Hip hop stands with survivors. Ron Savage and Label Organization. Many people that's affiliated with them.
First, we know that Yael Amani is a known federal witness and government informant who assisted in the prosecution of Miami-based cult leader Yahya Ben Yahya. When it comes to Khalil Amani, no paperwork needed because he is known nationally on countless television shows for being an informant.
He came out and told us, we don't need no paperwork. He trying to clean it up and said, well, I was just a public citizen. I did nothing wrong. It was a religious cult, this, that. But what did you do when you left the cult? In between the time you left the cult and told on Yahweh, you did something, making you a non-public person.
So we can all see that Khalil Amani, who once admitted to being a drug mule prior to informing and also involved with armed robbery of establishments as published in his memoirs, even if not convicted, could have very well had his record for prior acts expunged by federal prosecutors.
Say what? He'll never speak on that. He gonna say Carl is just a damn lie. He don't know nothing about me. He don't know nothing. Everything he do and this and that. And he's been stalking me and he doing this. No, I told you leave Carl the fuck alone because Carl gonna do you like he did her son and Layla Wheels. See, they thought they was big, bad, and was doing shit and was gonna hurt Carl. No, all you do is turn Carl up. I'm a cold-hearted nigga. I don't like to be cold-hearted. Friends, family, anybody that fucks with me, believe me, Icy cold.
It was very odd initially to see Khalil Amani take the political stance that he did and now supporting Hassan Poppy Campbell after him finding out that Poppy was given a photo by Africa Bambaataa to kill an underage Spanish or Latino boy after the teen was said to be statutorily date raped by Africa Bambaataa of the Universal Zulu Nation.
It was odd to see him take that political stance. He still take the stance today, but he joined in with other criminal-minded people that's on YouTube trying to get a check. The Black Howard Stern.
Star, Troy Torain, who is the individual to break the story of the molestation of Ronald Savage and Hassan Campbell in the year 2016, is the founder of a network he openly promotes to the public as the Snitch Network. It is no coincidence that a network claiming to be charitable and aligned with Khalil Amani, a known informant and also being a network of snitches, would not place Hassan Campbell on its awards roster as a snitch for what he told the world about Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation.
He gave him an award. That's why he had to stand behind him, because his snitch network, which is a government funded network, get government money. He gave him an award. And if he didn't make good on her son being good, the government would tear that snitch network up. That's why he's over here flagging my channels for later Wheels, Khalil, and her son, and everybody, and their mama. Because I got them all effed up.
Let us also acknowledge another nationally known informant that stood side by side with Hassan Campbell and California-based manager WAC 100, and that's none other than Tech Keishi 69. Again, we've seen known federal informants allied together with Hassan Campbell in interference ran by Khalil Amani to protect Hassan Campbell after claiming around 2018 that Hassan Campbell was placing himself in a racketeering influence corrupt organization with Layla Wills, the Chicago-based journalist who was doing a documentary with Hassan Campbell as her star witness. No pun in how that Hassan Campbell was claiming that the death of TC Islam was related to his whistleblowing against Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation.
And his affiliations with Layla Wills, because Layla Wills knew where TC Islam stayed. So if you want him murdered, you know exactly where he stayed. She once had my address, gave it to Khalil Money. These people been playing super dirty. And they think I'm gonna sit down and take it. No, I ain't gonna sit down and take it. I'ma endure it until I can't endure no more.
We must also look at the late DJ K-Slay of New York's Hot 97 radio station, and who also was the founder of Straight Stuntin magazine, who actually employed Khalil Amani as a writer, and how DJ K-Slay informed a known federal informant of Africa Bambaataa having not only illegal sexual activity with minors but also informed him to write about the stabbing of Africa Bambaataa and his manager Ahmet Henderson in what was said to be an apartment in New Rochelle, New York.
See, earlier I said New York City, but I know it's New Rochelle. They went to the Bronx after the stabbing. See, I had a stroke, but I've been at war. And my warrior mind, my strategic mind won't let me forget things about the war I've been in. Because even on my hospital bed, I was still going to war, arguing, debating, fighting what I believe in.
To cover all of these topics about murders of victims of Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation was Hassan Campbell tasked with bringing a gang of 5K1 recipients online, with Khalil Amani and the Snitch Network running interference. Are the people on YouTube being terrorized by informants like Khalil Amani and people like Hassan Campbell, while individuals scam and grift against the online community?
Grifters. Go look the word up. It's a political term that's used for When you look it up and see it, you're gonna be like, what the hell?
Is Khalil Amani and Tekashi 69 working together for the federal government to protect people like Hassan Campbell and others like WAC 100 from being 5K1 recipients?
And you cannot say anything in the chat unless you're subscribed, because of people that work for Khalil Money has been trolling my chat for 8 years now, and I'm tired of them trolling it. I found the way to defeat my enemy from trolling and stuff. So if you can't post because you don't want to subscribe, blame it on them.
Hip-hop has seen more and more allegations of federal government involvement with confidential informants, as rappers have either been outed by co-defendants or by admission, with people like Proswell from the group The Refugees admitting he informed for the government, and Roc Nation Vice President Desiree Perez being known for being a federal informant who took down Mexican drug cartels.
See? I believe we need to go back and study the 70s, the 80s, and what was going on with COINTELPRO and all that stuff. The civil rights leaders that they was killing and everything. Because I come from the conscious community, meaning I'm not an ignorant person that they're afraid of. They think I'm a black messiah because I'm Israelite Christian and I'm a rapper, I'm this and that. And I have the intelligence to deal with them. They don't think I know how to write. They don't think I know how to spell. They don't think that's what I wanted them to think. And now it's coming back to bite them like, oh, this nigga does know how to do a little something.
One thing is for sure, and two things are for certain. There is certainly known and unknown 5K1 recipients who most definitely are in these YouTube streets, and Khalil Amani is a main culprit that sheds light on Star, Hassan Campbell, Tekashi 69, WAC 100, DJ K-Slay, Layla Wills, and long list of content creators, some famous and others hired to cover up real crimes that occur online and off. Just look at channels like 050 The Movement and others that were tagged in after people started asking what happened to the boy. Hassan Campbell said he was given a photo to kill by Afrika Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation.
Oh, y'all think he didn't say it? Y'all want me to prove it? I know y'all like, he didn't say that. Listen.
After Bam got out of the hospital to figure out what really happened, and he gave me the picture of a light-skinned Puerto Rican little boy that looked just like me as a kid. And he gave me that picture because I was going to be the one who killed that boy for Afrika Bambaataa.
That's Hassan Campbell saying it. Yeah, I wrote it, but I can prove whatever I state. I can do it online. I can do it in court. Take me to court and prove me wrong. I know y'all like, we ain't got no option but to kill him. But if you kill me, you're gonna make me a martyr and make what I've done even greater.
Look at all of the current racketeering, influence, corrupt organization cases being brought against numerous famous rap artists in the current, and the YouTube channels that report, and how the informant community and news outlets work hand in hand together. Rappers like Young Thug, Lil Durk, and murders of rappers like XXXTentacion. The murders of FBG Duck and King Von, and the YouTubers like Hassan Campbell that activated drill rap culture online, disrespecting the dead of deceased and making millions online off the content. Fighting crime is a great thing to do in our communities online and offline, but when criminals are being given passes for crimes by the government for informing on other criminals, as in the 5K1, without proper reforms, and then for those who are aware and see the fraternities like the Fraternal Order of Police being interwoven with charities like STARS, the Snitch Network, and others who are all together in lockstep, furthering crimes against victims and covering up new crimes done by government informants and then selling fake news to innocent viewers, and the misuse of the courts and the millions in revenue generated off of AdSense and documentaries. And we have a real recipe for a major disaster coming towards these YouTube streets and offline.
A major disaster coming. Nobody wants to hear it though, because everybody wants to be what they call the animal's ostrich. They put their head underground so they can't see the danger. I keep my head above ground looking for the danger. And if this red beam won't stop it, I pray to the Lord.
There is nothing wrong with repenting and atoning for one's crimes or criminal reform or even someone having a change of heart, but when there is no true reform and criminals are being let free simply because they have information that takes down another bigger criminal is not always a perfect system, as we can see clearly with Khalil Amani and Hassan Campbell and the cover-ups of the crimes tied to sex trafficking and potential murder of victims.
Not you just didn't rape them, but you took their very lives. You no good dirty dogs.
We all saw O.J. Simpson beat the charge of murder, but later he had to face civil charges for certain crimes associated with the criminal case he won. Is there a day coming where the witness protection and 5K1 recipients get an overhaul? Will many 5K1 recipients be charged with new crimes and the government held liable for the failures? That's why you all need to stay tuned into this channel. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification, be the first to hear the latest on these topics in the near future.
So with that said, people, you heard the end of the note. With that said, I'm out. Y'all have a great day. Peace. The work week starts tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday night is the Sabbath. Just to let you know if you didn't know. Peace.